Friends, what is written in the Hindu scriptures is not just stories, but the inevitable truth of the future. The description of the end of Kalyuga in the Hindu Puranas is enough to send shivers down your spine. But sadly, today, the internet is flooded with many false videos spreading fake stories about the end of Kalyuga. These people extract misleading things from false scriptures and spread lies in society. But what is the truth? Every word written in the Srimad Bhagavat Purana, Bhavishya Purana, Mahabharata, Vishnu Purana and the Vedas, it is the eternal truth. How will Kali Yuga end? What prophecies were made thousands of years ago and are now unfolding before our eyes? Have you ever thought about it deeply? Perhaps not, but today we will reveal the truth recorded in the sacred scriptures of Sanatana Dharma, the truth that cannot be questioned. Friends, Kali Yuga has just begun to make its moves. Kali will play many games with you. If you're thinking after watching a video or reading something that Kali Yuga is about to end, then you still have a lot to learn. This is just the beginning. This is the first phase of Kali Yuga's play. Today, every day on social media, new so-called wise and clever people are trying to convince you that the rising crimes and chaos in the world indicate that Kali Yuga is coming to an end. But what is the truth? Fear and confusion are being spread on social media, claiming that Kalki Avatar will soon be born or has already taken birth. These are just rumors, spread under the name of the Bhavishya Malika Purana. But friends, the truth is that Saint Achyutananda wrote Bhavishya Malika, not any Bhavishya Malika Purana. This is a manipulated book being used to mislead people. It is true that Saint Achyutananda had a divine vision to see the past, present and future. But the prophecies he made were about the events that would occur in Kali Yuga, not about its end. Today, so many misconceptions about Kali Yuga are spreading in society that people are becoming fearful, whereas the truth is that the journey of Kali Yuga has just begun. Friends, you will be shocked to know that there are still 432,000 years left before the peak of Kali Yuga arrives. Right now, we are only in the first phase of Kali Yuga. The events we see today are just a trailer. The real picture is yet to come. According to the Bhavishya Purana, when Kali Yuga reaches its final phase, the average human lifespan will be reduced to only 13 years. That will be the time when you will know that the end of Kali Yuga is near. The Srimad Bhagavat Purana and Bhavishya Purana have elaborately written about this. The descriptions given by Shukdev Ji are enough to open our eyes. The scriptures of Sanatana Dharma describe the journey of this universe from its beginning to its end through 4 yugas: Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. As time passes and sins increase, the yugas change. In each yuga, the lifespan of humans, their strength, their progress, and even the entire nature undergoes transformation. But the biggest question, will Lord Vishnu take the Kalki Avatar at the end of Kali Yuga? This question arises in everyone's mind, but very few know the correct answer. The events happening in the present time are just a trailer of Kali Yuga. The real picture is yet to come. Our sages and the scriptures of Sanatana Dharma have made various calculations regarding the end of Kali Yuga. How much time is left? How did Kali Yuga truly begin? All these questions will be answered today in this documentary. So come, let's turn back the pages of history to uncover the mysterious and ancient stories of our religious scriptures. Stay with the video till the end. Friends, when the peak of Kali Yuga arrives, the troubles of mankind will reach the skies. The truth that we cannot see today will then be crystal clear. After watching this video, your perception of Kali Yuga is about to change completely. Because the reality is that the image of Kali Yuga that we have created in our minds has nothing to do with the actual truth. Most people are just living in illusion. Time itself is the mind, and a state of the mind is what we call Kali Yuga. If the mind is joyful and inclined toward good deeds, then that time itself becomes Satyuga for a person. That is why every yuga has its own nature, and its impact is felt not only on humans but on the entire nature and every living being. In Hindu scriptures, the first and greatest yuga is considered to be Satyuga. In this era, religion stood on four pillars: truth, compassion, austerity, and purity. This yuga lasted for a total of 1,728,000 years. In this era, the average human lifespan was around 100,000 years, and their height was believed to be 32 feet. This was the time when Lord Vishnu incarnated as Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, and Narasimha. Everything in this era was pure and divine. Currency was made of gems, utensils were made of gold, and most importantly, in this yuga, sin was at 0%, while virtue was at 100%. It was in this very yuga that the truthful King Harishchandra sacrificed his own family to uphold the truth. After Satyuga came Treta Yuga. In this era, 3 pillars of Dharma remained, and its duration was approximately 1,296,000 years. In this era, the average human lifespan was about 10,000 years, and their height used to be 21 feet. This was the era when Lord Sri Ram killed Ravana. It was also in this yuga that Lord Vishnu incarnated as Vamana and Parashurama. The currency of this era was gold, and the utensils were made of silver. But with time, changes occurred. By Treta Yuga, sin had increased to 25%, and virtue had declined to 75%. After this came Dwapara Yuga, which lasted for approximately 864,000 years. In this era, only 2 pillars of Dharma remained. The average human lifespan in this yuga was 1,000 years, and their height used to be 11 feet. This was the era when Lord Sri Krishna was born to annihilate unrighteousness. The currency of this yuga was silver, and the utensils were made of copper. But here, balance started to break. Sin and virtue both reached 50-50%. Now we are living in Kalyuga, the era described in the scriptures as the shortest, yet the most challenging. In this yuga, religion stands on just one pillar. Its duration is said to be 432,000 years. Now the maximum human lifespan has been reduced to around 100 years, and their average height is between 5 and 6 feet. It is believed that at the end of this yuga, Lord Vishnu will incarnate as Kalki Avatar in a Brahmin family in a village called Sambal in Moradabad district, Uttar Pradesh. Now currency is made of iron and utensils are made of clay. And the most terrifying thing, sin has risen to 75%, while virtue has declined to just 25%. Friends, time has changed. Yugas have changed. Humans have changed. But the greatest truth is that truth itself is eternal. That which was, is, and always will be the same in the past, present, and future. But think about it. With time, everything changes. People, circumstances, thoughts. But the biggest question, does truth change too? No. Truth remains truth. It never changes. The only difference is that truth has slowly diminished with time. Friends, this is not just a story, but the undeniable reality of our future. Friends, when the darkness of unrighteousness begins to rise, the yugas change. The Srimad Bhagavat Purana and the Bhavisha Purana describe the duration of Kali Yuga in great detail. When will this yuga end and how? This question arises in everyone's mind. Approximately 3,102 years before Christ, when Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter and Saturn, these 5 planets, aligned at 0 degrees in the Aries zodiac sign, that moment was considered the beginning of Kali Yuga. But was it merely the movement of planets that gave birth to this yuga? No, this yuga began after Lord Sri Krishna departed to Vaikuntha. After his departure, the balance of Dharma and truth started to collapse. During this time, all the Pandavas renounced worldly attachments and set out for penance in the Himalayas. But before leaving, they entrusted their entire kingdom to Abhimanyu and Uttara's son, King Parikshit. After that, King Parikshit became the ruler of the entire earth. King Parikshit, the protector of Dharma, was once traveling through his kingdom. Suddenly, he saw a hideous, dark-looking man mercilessly beating a cow and a bull. The bull had already lost 3 of its legs, and both the cow and the bull were looking at King Parikshit with eyes full of pain, as if pleading for justice. Seeing this, King Parikshit, filled with rage, asked all 3 of them to reveal their identities. The cow said, "I am the earth." The bull said, "I am Dharma." And the hideous man said, "I am Kali Yuga." Hearing this, King Parikshit's fury intensified. Kalyuga had already broken the three legs of Dharma, the pillars of truth, sacrifice and compassion, and was now preparing to destroy the fourth pillar, charity. Kalyuga anxiously stared at King Parikshit. King Parikshit could not tolerate this injustice. He drew his sword and advanced towards Kalyuga to end him. But Kalyuga was extremely cunning. The moment he saw that King Parikshit was about to kill him, he immediately fell at the king's feet and began pleading for mercy. Then King Parikshit said to Kalyuga, "You are the root cause of unrighteousness, sin, falsehood, theft, deceit and poverty. Leave my kingdom immediately and never return." Kalyuga then begged the king, "O king, the entire earth is your domain. I, the unfortunate one, have no place to take refuge. Please have mercy and grant me a place to reside." King Parikshit knew that it was not possible to completely destroy Kalyuga because every yuga has a predetermined duration. So he granted Kalyuga 5 places where he could reside: gambling, alcohol, illicit relations, violence and gold. And with this, Kalyuga fully descended upon the earth. Friends, this is not just a story, it is a sign. Even today, if we look around us, these 5 places, these 5 evils are the ones thriving the most in society. This is the very influence of Kalyuga. But remember, one leg of truth is still standing. That means Dharma is still alive. As long as we continue to walk on the path of truth, sacrifice, compassion and charity, Kalyuga can never fully control us. Friends, think. 5,127 years of Kalyuga have passed, and we are still in its first phase. Until some time ago, the lifespan of humans used to be more than 100 years, but today, the average human lifespan has drastically reduced to just 70 or 80 years. As Kalyuga reaches its peak, life will become even more difficult. Diseases, struggles, unrighteousness, and mental unrest will be at their extreme. The question is, when will Kalyuga end? And which yuga will come after it? According to Maharishi Vedvyasa, the 4 yugas, Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, together form a cycle of 12,000 divine years. But pay attention, we are talking about divine years, which are counted according to the time of the gods. If we calculate time, 1 month for humans is equivalent to just 1 day and night for our ancestors. And 1 year for humans is equal to just 1 day for the gods. When 360 years of humans are completed, it equals 1 divine year of the gods. Based on this calculation, when 432,000 years of humans are completed, 1,200 divine years of the gods are fulfilled, and only then is 1 Kalyuga completed. Similarly, when 864,000 human years are completed, it equals 2,400 divine years, which means 1 Dwapara Yuga. In this way, Treta Yuga is 3,600 divine years long, which translates to 1,296,000 human years. Following this sequence, 1 Satyuga lasts for 4,800 divine years, which is equivalent to 1,728,000 human years. Friends, the duration of Kali Yuga is said to be 1,200 divine years. The 4 yugas are divided into 12,000 divine years of the Supreme God. So in total, the cycle of the 4 yugas spans 43,20,000 human years. Where does Kali Yuga stand now? Kali Yuga is believed to have begun in 3102 BCE, when Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter and Saturn aligned at 0 degrees in the Aries constellation. If we add 2,025 years to this date, a total of 5,127 years have passed. But friends, pay attention. Still, 426,873 years remain. Imagine how this world will be as time progresses. The downfall of Dharma, the collapse of human values, and in the end, total destruction. But do not fear, because the end of every yuga also marks the beginning of a new one. When unrighteousness reaches its peak, Lord Kalki will incarnate, and once again, the dawn of Satyuga will rise. Now, the question is, will we all be swept away by the negativity of Kali Yuga, or will we keep ourselves steadfast on the path of truth, love, and righteousness? The decision is yours. Friends, imagine, the Kali Yuga we are living in right now is just the beginning. In the coming times, the situation will become even more terrifying. In the Uttarakhanda of Ramcharitmanas, Goswami Tulsidas has given a very precise description of Kali Yuga. It is spine-chilling. Looking at the incidents happening in Kali Yuga today, fear arises. The crimes, deception, greed, and injustice we see now are nothing. As Kalyuga moves toward its end, violence and cruelty in society will reach their peak. Humanity will completely vanish. People will not hesitate to take lives for their selfish gains. What will be the final phase of Kalyuga? At the end of Kalyuga, the average lifespan of humans will reduce to just 20 years. Women will become pregnant at the mere age of 8 to 10 years. By the age of 16, people will be old, and by 20, they will die. In the last phase of Kalyuga, people will completely forget the scriptures. There will be no place for morality. Immorality will be what attracts people. Unrighteousness will dominate society. Lies and hypocrisy will be considered the truth. Men and women will abandon their duties. The importance of marriage and relationships will vanish. Only the rich and powerful will be respected in society. True saints will not be honored. Instead, they will be insulted. Fake spiritual leaders will sit on high thrones and people will worship them. Dharma and truth will completely disappear. At the horrifying end of Kalyuga, sin and unrighteousness will reach their peak, and then Lord Kalki will incarnate. He will destroy the sinners, and once again Satyuga will rise. But friends, the question is, looking at the incidents happening in Kalyuga today, fear arises. Will we be lost in this darkness of sin? Or will we keep ourselves on the path of truth and righteousness? The decision is yours. In the 12th canto of the Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana, the end of Kalyuga and the incarnation of Lord Kalki have been described. Friends, imagine, at the end of Kalyuga, there will come a time when the lifespan of humans will shrink to just 13 years, when the height of a human will be only 5 to 7 inches. The body will be engulfed by diseases. The human frame will shrink and become dwarfish, youth will vanish, and darkness of destruction will spread everywhere. There will be scenes of devastation all around the earth. The heat will be so intense that people will be forced to live in pits. People will die in agony from hunger and thirst. Cows and buffaloes will become smaller and stop giving milk. Trees and plants will stop bearing fruits and will dry up and perish. And the land of the earth will become barren. All the gods and goddesses will disappear from the earth and return to their respective realms. And all the holy rivers, including the Ganges, will dry up and ascend to the celestial worlds. How will Kalyuga end? According to Hindu scriptures, when a 7-year-old girl gives birth to a child, know that the final time of Kalyuga has arrived. In the 12th canto of the Srimad Bhagavata Purana, it is written that the incarnation of Lord Kalki will take place between the end of Kalyuga and the beginning of Satyuga. According to the scriptures, Lord Sri Ram and Lord Sri Krishna also incarnated at the end of their respective eras. Therefore, when Lord Kalki takes birth at the final moment of Kalyuga, he will annihilate the sinners in just 3 days and re-establish righteousness. For 12 years, the earth will witness heavy and torrential rains, submerging the entire land in water. Then 12 suns will rise simultaneously, absorbing all the water and making the earth lush and green once again. Slowly, life will begin anew on earth. People will gradually dedicate themselves to the service of sages, engage in charity, follow the path of truth, and protect living beings. Thus, the first phase of righteousness will begin once again. As people's interest in righteousness and good deeds grows, they will attain spiritual welfare. Human virtues will transform, and the benefits of righteousness will become evident. The growth of righteousness will increase, and by fully embracing it, a new era will commence, marking the beginning of Satyuga. This cycle of creation, Satyuga, Tretwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga, continues endlessly, for eternity. Friends, this incredible knowledge must reach all those who have incomplete information. This video has been created by analyzing all Hindu scriptures and gathering precise information related to Sanatana Dharma. We have tried our best to answer all your questions in this documentary. If you liked our video, don't forget to share it with your friends and relatives, like the channel, and subscribe. See you in a new documentary. Radhe Radhe, Shri Krishna.